What's good? This is JVB representing SPD, and that is sportsperdiem.com. And today I'm talking about the Chicago Bears, more specifically a former Bears head coach who is now an NFL media analyst for ESPN. And yes, I'm talking about John Fox and the silly statements he made recently about Chicago Bears, saying that the Chicago Bears have had the worst offseason of any team in the NFL. First of all, I don't know how much ESPN is paying John Fox, but maybe they should reconsider paying him so much, because if you call that analyst work, you got to be out your damn mind, man. To say that the Chicago Bears have had the worst offseason of every single team in the National Football League is ridiculous. It's complete BS. It's a silly statement made by a man who seems like he lost it years ago when he became the Chicago Bears head coach. He did not really make a dent at all on this team, on this franchise, nada. So Chicago Bears said, okay, cool. We'll get a new head coach because this head coach is not working. This guy is out of touch. So we're going to look for a new, younger head coach with an offensive mindset who is going to be able to gravitate towards these young players and create a much better culture than it was over the last 3 years with John Fox. And that's what they did with Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy, the NFL Coach of the Year, Matt Nagy. A man who came in with a lot of personnel that John Fox had. And in his first season, the Bears went 12-4. And yes, I know the Bears got a big-time player in Khalil Mack. You cannot underestimate that. Khalil Mack, if he stays healthy, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer, period. So yes, I do understand that getting Khalil Mack paid huge dividends for the Bears last season, but even in Matt Nagy's opening press conference as the new head coach, you can feel a change. You can tell that this guy was more of a people's person. He was young, he was new school, and he was going to bring a new, fresh culture to this Bears franchise. And of course, you could say winning helps, and it absolutely does. But we've seen winning teams here in Chicago that weren't that likable. Lovie Smith had some really good Bears teams, but those teams weren't likable. That's what Matt Nagy brought to this Bears team. He made it fun again, not just for the players, but for the city of Chicago. And it's a breath of fresh air compared to what it was the previous years under John Fox. John Fox, who's 70 years old or close to 70 years old, I'm not sure. But a guy who was out of touch, a guy who fell out of touch with his players, who fell out of touch with the league, who was too old school to win anymore. And yes, I know under John Fox, Ryan Pace had made some bad moves for this team. Mike Glennon, Will Demps, Marcus Wheaton, Connor Barth, drafting Kevin White. Those were bad moves. But on the flip side, John Fox and his coaching staff was not good at all. John Fox is a defensive head coach, absolutely, and the defense was pretty damn solid when he was the head coach. But these guys could not create any turnovers if their life depended on it under John Fox. And I'm not even going to get into the offense. I got 2 words for you. Dow Loggins. Enough said. But fast forward to a couple of days ago. Don't it sound like a bitter ex-girlfriend who see that their boyfriend is doing much better without her and with somebody else? That for whatever reason, she couldn't push the buttons to make him happy like this new person is making him happy? That's what it feels like with John Fox. John Fox seems like a very bitter old man. Or in this case, a very bitter old ex-girlfriend. Somebody who's jealous about seeing their ex prosper and have success and have potential to be even greater than they are today. And that's what the Chicago Bears are. The Chicago Bears didn't really need to make any big moves this offseason. Yes, when they had opened up that money from Khalil Mack's contract, I thought the Bears were going to go out and probably try to get Le'Veon Bell or maybe even an Earl Thomas. Or to a lesser degree, an Eric Weddle or Justin Houston. So, yeah, I was a little upset when they didn't go out and make a move like that. But To say that the Bears had the worst offseason in the NFL of every team in the league is bullshit. The Bears lost Bryce Callahan, their nickel quarterback. They replaced him with Buster Skrine. Okay, if I'm comparing the two players, I will rather have Bryce Callahan over Buster Skrine. But it's not like Bryce Callahan is Chris Harris Jr. He's not. And he's also injury prone, where Buster Skrine has been very healthy throughout his whole NFL career. So I'm not too mad at the fact that the Bears let Bryce Callahan go and picked up Buster Skrine. The Bears let Adrian Amos walk. He's now a Green Bay Packer, and the Bears end up getting the former Green Bay Packer themselves to replace Adrian Amos and Clinton Dix. Now, this move I really like for the Bears. Yeah, you could say that the Bears have 2 free safeties and no strong safety back there with Eddie Jackson and Clinton Dix, but Clinton Dix has played strong safety. He's not the greatest tackler in the world, but he makes plays. He's a playmaker. Something that Adrian Amos has never been in his career. And that's not knocking Adrian Amos because he's a very solid safety. He's a pretty good safety, but he is no playmaker. So if you're asking me, the Bears improved their strong safety situation. Now the Bears also picked up Cordero Patterson, who had a nice role in New England over the last couple of seasons. We've seen what he can do in New England over the last couple of years, and now he's playing under Matt Nagy, who is a brilliant offensive-minded coach. So I won't be surprised if he has an even bigger impact with the Chicago Bears than he did with the Patriots. And he had a big impact there in New England. Okay, then you trade Jordan Howard to the Eagles, and you trade up to draft David Montgomery in the draft this year. Now, Jordan Howard was a very serviceable running back. He was a pretty damn good running back for the Chicago Bears. Absolutely. So Jordan Howard isn't washed up. You know, there's plenty of tread left on the tires for Jordan Howard. But in this offense, Jordan Howard doesn't work out for the Bears. So they trade him to Philly because David Montgomery, I know he's a rookie. I know he hasn't had any real-life reps with the first-team offense. But on paper, David Montgomery is the perfect running back for this offense. He's a shifty runner who can make you miss in the open field. And most importantly, he can catch the damn ball. No disrespect to Jordan Howard, but Jordan Howard couldn't catch a cold if he was outside butt naked during a Chicago blizzard. You improved on your running back situation drafting David Montgomery and trading Jordan Howard. And that's no disrespect to Jordan Howard. And to put sugar on top, you also picked up Mike Davis in free agency this year. So you have a big bruiser who can also catch the ball actually in Mike Davis. And you also drafted a guy who can be the heir apparent, who can be great in this system for many years to come in David Montgomery to go along with Tariq Cohen. So the Bears improved that running back as well. The Bears drafted a couple of more receivers in the draft, including Riley Ridley, who was the younger brother of Calvin Ridley, who made a big impact with the Atlanta Falcons last year in his rookie season. So overall, the Bears' offense has gotten better. And that's not even putting into consideration that this is year 2 for Mitch Trubisky and this Bears offense. You don't think they're going to be better than they were last year? Barring any kind of injuries, I don't see how the Bears cannot be better than they were last year. And the Bears defense, you still have Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks and Eddie Jackson and Kyle Fuller and Amukamura, guys like this. You replace Bryce Callahan and Adrian Amos with Clinton Dix and Buster Skrine. Come on, man. This Bears defense ain't going nowhere. Perhaps the best defense in the National Football League. Period. Yes, you lose Vic Fangio, who finally got his opportunity to become an NFL head coach with the Denver Broncos, but you picked up Chuck Pagano, who in the past has been a very good defensive coordinator. So I'll take my chances with Chuck Pagano in this great defense. The one thing I would give John Fox, and no, it's not good analyst work. This is common sense. So the money that you're paying John Fox, ESPN, yeah, maybe you need to reconsider. But the one thing I would give him that everybody and their mama, they daddy, they brothers, they sisters, nieces, nephews, uncles, and aunties, friends, husband, wives, everybody knows that the Bears need a kicker. There is no doubt that Ryan Pace still, even on this day that I'm recording this video, needs to get the kicking situation under control, because this team is too damn good and they have too much promise to have yet another season end because of a kicker. But yeah, I give John Fox that. I'll give him that one thing that he mentioned, him and Damian Woody. I'll give them that. But real talk, the Bears didn't really need to make big noise in the offseason. They made big noise last year. They traded 2 first-round picks for a man who, if he continues to be on this trajectory, will be in Canton once he retires 5 years later, and that's Khalil Mack. The Bears were 12-4 last year. Not saying that they were complacent or needed to be complacent, but they were a pretty damn good team that didn't have a lot of holes. So the Bears weren't going to be going out and making trades and giving up this and that to acquire big-name players. The Bears have done that already. The Bears are pretty good. They Gucci right now. They didn't need to add much. The Browns, yeah. The Browns made a huge splash this offseason. Probably won the offseason. But at the end of the day, it's not about winning off seasons or making the most noise in the off season. It's about making the most noise throughout the NFL regular season. And that's what the Bears are eyeing right now. They have a big-ass chip on their shoulders already. They don't need to make noise in the off season. It's all about the regular season. It's all about the 2019-2020 season. That's it. So for those like John Fox and Damian Woodley and whoever else, do me a favor and stop looking at the ESPN ticker or stop looking at SportsCenter and actually do some real research. Because at the end of the day, that's what you guys get paid for. So from JVB POV to all of you, just do better. Do your job better. Because saying that the Bears have had the worst offseason in the NFL, that has to be the dumbest and coldest take I've heard in a while. But I'm done. Make sure you guys like the video, share the video with Bears fans, share the video with football fans, share the video with Chicago sports fans, share with everybody. And also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take it easy. God bless. Bear down. Peace.